hello everybody. If you're just finding the Facebook live video as well, we've got a good group of people who are just arriving on Zoom. Hello to the faces that I can see on the screen there, and hello to those who are just joining and finding the live stream on the Facebook page. Takes just a little while longer while it gets round to everybody. But yes, do let us know when you're arriving. Fantastic. Do let us know where you're joining in from. We tend to have a circle that spreads out wide around the world. So many people we can get in this evening, and see how wide we can spread the circle this evening. But yes, let us know where you're joining in from. I'm just making sure I've got everything. I'm looking for a beta now. I think I've got a couple around, but I don't know if my main beta is in the room. Those on Zoom just been saying the sound is very quiet. Is it any better now? Can you hear me all right now? Give us a wave if you can. Okay, there's thumbs and waves. So hello those who are joining on Facebook. Can you hear me okay on there? Does that sound clear enough there? Fantastic. Welcome those who are joining along. Derbyshire in Denmark. Gisborough and Bracknell. I'm very well practiced at pronouncing that now, Christine. I've seen it on a map recently. I was able to go, and there we go, there's Gisborough. People joining from Edinburgh, fantastic. From San Francisco. Got a slightly harder beta this evening, so just going to do a little bit of a sound check, because it will be a more solid sound. Just want to check how the sound goes across there. If it's too much and vibrating too much, paper and comb effect I'm hearing on this one here. Let me see what microphone. That's because it's on that. How's that now on Zoom? Changed over to there. Got a couple of thumbs, a few thumbs up, fantastic. And thank you those on Facebook who are confirming sounds all right. Betas do change a lot. You know, I've got some betas that are really soft, some betas that are really solid. The really solid ones work really great when I'm in groups, and particularly outdoors where I'm needing a kind of a stronger sound. Usually when I'm just drumming for myself, I go for a softer beta, and particularly when I'm going to a microphone, because I don't want it to be screeching down the other end at you. So yeah, I'm glad that one's working all right. Someone said the first one was better. I've used the same beta twice, so maybe it was how much I was beating it at the time. What I could do is, I think I know where the other beta is. I will go and run and get it. This is an additional little intro to drum beaters. Let me go and find the softer beta. 1 second. There we go, back already. And this is the one that we're used to. It just has less of that solid thump at the start on the as the beta hits the drum. You get more of just the vibration coming off from the drum. There we are. Excellent. So thank you all for bearing with me. Hello, those who are just joining on Zoom and those who are just finding the Facebook. Thanks for bearing with me there with drum beaters. All those who are joining in from Deal and from Folkestone, from Worcester, those joining in from Scotland and Yorkshire, others joining in from Kent, from Enville, from Germany, from Ireland. Fantastic. And great, we've got the sound sorted on Zoom. So welcome everybody. Do keep on saying hi as you arrive, and let us know where you're joining in from. And for those on there, I know there's been a few people who have just found out about these. We're almost at a year now, around spring equinox. It will be a year since we've been doing them, and the next one will be on the 23rd, so just afterwards. Works out as almost a full year anniversary, or an exact anniversary for it. What we started doing now is where there's 2 a month, one earlier in the month and one later in the month, is the earlier one. This one is going to be a journeying evening. So there are a couple of rounds of drumming. So if you've got your drums there with you, there will be a couple of rounds of drumming, one at the beginning and one at the end that you can join in with. And those are great for helping you just settle and deepen to connect with the rhythm of your drum, and particularly the focus of those. Well, I'll tell you the focus of those when we get to them. But there'll be a journey in the middle where you get to put your drum down and just connect with the rhythm of the drum and go into that inner landscape, just to go and connect in with the wisdom of the season. So that's the plan for this evening. Welcome everybody who's finding the page. Do also, if I've shared this around in lots of different groups recently, if you've found out about this from a group or seen it kind of around somewhere, do please share the live video that you're seeing here, so that you can so that other people who are wanting to join in, who might have also seen it but haven't found their way to the page, are able to find it. I think on the Facebook live video, in the bottom right hand corner or something like that, it says share, and it's just easy to share into one place or another. Alright, so we're coming up to, we're 7 minutes past. That was me running around looking for drum beaters. Too many to choose from. Great. See, just a few more people joining in on Zoom, and welcome those who are just arriving on Facebook. Just let these couple of people in, and we'll begin with a grounding, an earth honouring, and just an opening calling in prayer. So if you generally do work with smudge herbs and smudging of sorts with different plants, some people work with sage, some people work with mugwort, some people work with juniper. If you have them handy, able to grab hold of those, it might be good to start the evening with some smudging, just because, you know, we've all had our busy days, and with these online groups we can often be just rushing from one thing to another, so it's good just so we can take this moment just to slow down a little bit. And with the plant spirits, with the smudge herbs, the ceremonial smudge herbs, they do help us centre and ground for that. Even if you don't have smudge herbs, we can still centre and ground, and the first way I'll invite you to do that is with your breath. So let's begin now, just focusing on your breath. There's no need to do anything fancy with it, there's no need to change it or affect it in any way. You might want to just change your position in your seat, just to get yourself comfortable. Making sure you're sitting squarely on whatever seat you're sitting on. Perhaps just getting your feet that little bit more square on the ground, in contact with the floor. And just sitting tall wherever we are, just so we can really maximise that breath. And really tune in to those sensations of your breath. Those sensations as the breath comes in. Maybe that cooling around the nostrils as the breath fills your lungs. And that feeling of release as you exhale. And that little moment of stillness after you exhale, but before you take the next breath. Noticing your body, there's very subtle sensations. There is that overall cooling as you take a breath in. You can feel that all over your body. And little subtle tingles as you exhale. Just feeling that warmth. Noticing the gentle rise and fall of your chest and your shoulders. All of that just bringing your attention to you and your body, and where you're at right now. And if visualizations work for you, visualize those roots going out from your feet, and toes, down through wherever you are into the earth. Pushing through all of the soil and the earth and the clay and the stones, going deep down and wrapping around huge boulders of earth, huge boulders of rock, going through and touching the underwater streams, feeling that real grounded connection. And breathing in from those roots, drawing that really grounding earth energy up through your roots into your body, as if that's the tree body, bringing that into your trunk, and so bringing that, then carrying on with that up through to the branches, and breathing that out through the branches, for it to be caught by the winds, for it to go up to the sky. And alternating that with breathing in from the sky above, breathing in from the heavens and from the sun, from the moon, from the star nations, drawing that light energy down through you, through your branches, down through your trunk, and out through your roots into the earth. Alternating then, breathing in from the earth, up through the trunk, and out through the branches. Really building that connection, that grounded connection to the earth, and that connection to the sky above. Just let that visualization and that grounding breath be the start there, just to help you be centered, stepping away from the busyness of the day, and just step more deeply into yourself and into your center. And so I'll also light the smudge herbs here. And with that, I call on these plant spirits with love and gratitude, welcoming their healing, welcoming their wisdom, and calling on them with prayers that they may help me be centered and focused for this evening, that they may help lift away any of the worries and the stresses of the day that I don't need. That they may help me keep my focus and grounding, to be present here in this space, in this circle, and to keep out anything that it brings in the worries and the stress and the distraction. And so for everybody in this circle, I keep this bowl of smudge herbs smouldering gently to continue to send out those prayers for everybody in this wide circle, which thanks those who have just been arriving as I've been beginning and guiding through kind of a grounding at the start here. It does seem that we're a very wide circle, spread out far and wide. So welcome everybody that's here. And let us all take a moment just to welcome and honour and acknowledge all of the beyond human and non-physical and unseen beings, and all of the energies of the earth into this space as well. All of those that join us in this circle here. So let us honour the earth beneath us. The earth holds us, heals us, and guides us on our journey through life. Here in spring, she's warming. Those bulbs pushing through the earth and coming out in their bright colour. The saps having risen in the trees, pushing out now into blossoms. Let us honour the air that's our breath, but the air that is these warming winds that are bringing this new beginnings into the year, that have helped clear away the old and help bring us into, or carry us forward into this new year as the wheel turns. Let us honour the sacred waters, those ancient springs, for all of their healing and wisdom, and to the rivers, those rivers that flow through to lakes and to seas and out to the mighty oceans, and as we honour that energy of flow within us. And just as the oceans are deep, let us honour the depths within us, that water element that's within us. And to the fire, these fires that are flickering over my shoulders here, the candlelight that shines in the darkness, to the bright fires of the sun that illuminate all and that warm all and that give and allow and create so much life. We honour all of those fires of life, of illumination, of creativity, of passion and excitement. All those lights of awakening. We honour the fires. Tonight, as we gather in this circle, let us also welcome all of our guides, all of those healers, teachers, inspirers, spirit allies, all those that work with us and work through us. And as we connect with this deep wisdom that we can connect with through the journey, may they be there with us as guides, as protectors, with their support and direction. Let us call to our ancestors, those of our own bloodline, going back through the ages, all those that have love and wisdom for us. And let us call to the ancestors of the land that we are on. We are on a wide circle that seems to spread right out across the world. So let us honour all those ancestors who have walked on this land before us, all of those that really knew the ways of connecting with the spirits of the land, all those seers and healers and keepers of the ancient crafts. May we call on you and your strength and your wisdom as we look to do so here again tonight and on these paths that we walk. So as we call to all of those unseen, those that can guide us, and all of those guardians of the directions, let us call to the spirits of the north and the east and the south and the west, and ask this circle to be blessed. To the earth below and sky above, fill the circle with purest love. Blessed be. So blessed be Aho, Amen, Ariom. Whatever is the right way for you, do close your sharings and your prayers in whatever is the right way for you. I'm hoping now that we've gone from possibly busy days when we've been maybe up here in our head, and we've dropped down a bit now, deeper into ourselves. And we stepped out of that energy of the day just so we can be in this space now this evening, which is the journeying evening, so that we can connect with the spirit of the season, with the energy of the season, and connect with that wisdom for guidance and for direction and for strength now. So, as I mentioned, we're going to have a couple of rounds of drumming as well, so I invite all of you who have got your drums to pick up your drums. Those of you who are joining without drums, there's still a beat going in here. You can beat on your legs as well if that suits, but join in with this, because each round of drumming is a prayer, and we've began with that call in there just to honour and acknowledge all of those guides and spirit allies that work with us. And we're going to have this round of drumming just to begin again with honour and acknowledging them, but calling to them, calling to those guides, calling to those spirit allies. They may be ones that you know, but they are there to support us and go with us in our journeying work, to be there as guides and be there as protectors and give us direction in what we are doing, and support and assistance in what we're doing in the journeys. So let's have a round of drumming where, you know, every round of drumming is really healing for us. We get a lot from it for ourselves, but there is also a lot more energy that is built, and we can just direct that to, or drum that in honour of those unseen that work with us. So let's grab the drums now that I have the right beater. We're all right. I say we because it would have been the screeching at your end if it was the wrong beater. So we're all good. We're back to normal. Okay, so calling to and looking to connect with those guides and spirit allies that we work with and that we journey with. So just feeling those guides and allies who have come close to you as that drum beat just settles and you just absorb that in your body. That energy, that vibration created from that. And just deepening your breath that little bit more. Just for grounding, just to help bring your energy and your awareness back to here and now. Back to this space. Moving your fingertips and your toes. Maybe just feeling your legs. Looking around in the room for something that you can fix your eyes on. Just to help really bring you back to the room, bring you back to this space. Maybe just giving your body a little bit of a move and a stretch if needs be. It's just as much of a skill, just as important of a skill, not only to be able to kind of go deep within drumming journeys or shamanic journeys or drumming rounds, and to be able to kind of dive deep into that energy there, but being able to bring yourself back is as important as skill. So if you're still coming back, things to do to practice that, just deepen your breath down to your belly. Move your fingers and your toes, maybe move your shoulders, move your back, feel yourself on the seat, feel your feet on the floor as you wiggle your toes. Look around the room for something that it's nice for your eyes to rest on. Something to look at in the room, just to really bring your focus back from that deep place and back to the here and now. And when you're back, give us a wave or give us a thumb on the screen, a bubble with a thumb and a heart. Brilliant. Seeing all the dancing jazz hands on the Zoom screen. And hopefully, when it takes a few seconds on Facebook, but we'll start to see the return of life on the Facebook video. There we go. Fantastic. Thumbs and hearts going up. Brilliant. Thank you those who are putting the hands on the screen as well there. All right, let us know how that round of drumming was for you. What was your experience with that? How did you feel during that? Let us know in either the comments section or the chat section. Fantastic. Some people talking about feeling the vibration, the beat of the drum all the way through them. Through the body and vibrating under the feet. Yeah, that's the fantastic thing about having the drum beating there in the room. You actually get that moving air of the vibration of it all. Really, really feel it. Welcome those joining in, just finding. Some people saying intense, some people saying floaty, some people saying hot. Yes, I've just opened my window as it's warmed up from the end of that round. Others saying joyous, feeling right in their tummy. Yeah, it's kind of good, kind of deep settled place. You know, in Eastern traditions, kind of would be the Dantian. Many other names for it in the only European tradition that we've got really that talked about that kind of lower centre is in the Irish text that talked about the cauldron of warming. And so yeah, you know, settling deep in that deep place in that lower cauldron is a good grounded place to be. Others saying feeling powerful and connected. I think I've turned something around on the screen here. Let me just correct that. There we go. Scrolling up through the things and playing with the camera. Very powerful and connected. Brilliant. Some people just choosing just to listen today. Not lazy. It's great just to kind of give yourself that space. And particularly, some people find as well with journeying. Some people find with journeying that they kind of really get on with it, drumming the journey for themselves. Some people it's when others are drumming. And you might have a similar experience on rounds of drumming. So it's great to kind of go, all right, I'm going to work with this evening. This works for me that little bit more. So no, do what you need on these evenings. Feeling the drum ringing through them, energy pulsing. So lots of crows all came together to form big wings of an even bigger bird. Fantastic. intense and deep, connecting with ancestors. Really rhythmic. Fantastic. Really great to hear your experiences on that. Just as we have that intention of calling in those allies, to kind of get a sense of what that experience is as we call those allies close to us there. And I was talking about that difference between drumming the journey for yourself and drumming and doing a journey when others are drumming. There is a link on the Facebook live blurb, but I do have a longer course that runs over, I think, about 5 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks maybe. It's a pre-recorded course, so you can do it in your own time. So if you need longer than 4 weeks, you can do longer. But it's a course in shamanic journeying that works through all of those different skills and practices on the screen. So it kind of guides you through it, as well as having lots of recorded journeys for you to work with. So if people are wanting to explore this more, if people are wanting to particularly develop that practice and skill of journeying, to be confident with it and to be able to use it as a practice for getting guidance or for doing healing journeys, the details for that is on the blurb at the top there. Just reading a couple more. Welcome those who have just joined on the Zoom screen there. Hello, welcome. Others, just reading here. Distracted, being asked. Okay, so you're going into this journey with a strong question. That's good to hear. We're going with the journey in this evening to be connecting with the spirit of the season as we move into spring. All of what spring represents in that unfolding, that blossoming of those new beginnings, and that opening of the new beginnings. The sap has started to rise now. We're coming right out from that deep place, and as we move through the month towards the equinox is that shift from the dark half of the year, when the nights are longer than the days, to the light time of the year, when the days are longer than the nights. So it's what is emerging, what is awakening, what is opening. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Bernadette. Because a recommendation there, there's a kind of a testimonial reference for the journeying course. Bernadette recommending it there. So, yeah, thank you for that, Bernadette. Yeah, so the journey this evening will be that connecting with the seasons. And where are we time-wise? A couple of other notices first of other things that are going on. That are coming up. One of them is, obviously we're here on the 9th, and the next drumming circle is on the 23rd, which is 2 Tuesdays time. Next Tuesday, in between that, I'm holding my class again, the online class, which is the Introduction to Shamanic Drumming. It's one I did a couple of times last year. We had great fun with it with different groups. They were particularly tailored to the situation we were in with lockdown, of how to be working with your drum at home for yourself, and it's not only about how to connect more with your drum. If you're one of the people that I kind of get sad hearing have the drum at home but rarely connect with it or rarely pick it up, we have twice a month here is one thing, so you've kind of you've got there's plenty of opportunity. But if you're wanting to kind of understand or work with your drum more at home for yourself, for your own drumming sessions, and looking at how you can use the drum for clearing and cleansing your energy, for doing that in and around the house and with people that you live with, for using it to connect with spaces and go out and connect with the land a bit more. We're doing a bit with that next Tuesday evening, and again I've popped the details for that on the blurb for the Facebook, but let us know in the comments section if you're wanting any more info on that, and I can send you details. So it's going to be quite a busy month. There's tonight, the next Tuesday's the Introduction to Shamanic Drumming. The following Tuesday we've got the drumming circle, and then the other announcement of the other thing that's going on is on the 27th and 28th of this month, the last weekend. We at Sacred Earth Activism, we've got our online conference where we've got speakers from all around the world who are in their own field, in their own areas, on the forefront of sacred activism, involved with change movements and earth protection campaigns, Indigenous rights campaigns, who are going to be coming on this conference over this 2 days. It's packed over the 2 days with speakers talking about their involvement, their work, their approach, and their kind of advice and guidance really on how we can bring our spiritual practices and our spiritual paths into these movements for change, and into kind of into this movement of change, and weave the two together. So we're going to be hearing from lots of different people who are talking from First Nations point of views, who are talking about European pagan traditions points of views, who are talking about different ways that they've brought the two together in different campaigns. And as many people know, we've been supporting the campaign for Stonehenge. With that conference, we're raising money for the campaign for Stonehenge, where at the moment there is a proposal and a plan to put the road and the tunnel through it. It's being challenged in the courts, but there's lots more sides to the campaign to protect it, and so we are doing what we can to support that. And there'll be a number of speakers on the weekend who will be talking about what's going on with that as well. So I haven't got that details of that one in the blurb, but I'll pop that in the comments section. Let me know if you're wanting some information there about the Sacred Earth Activism online conference. Alright, I think that's the notices. Oh, and to mention, with ways to kind of support this online circle, is if you're able to share any and all of the links out, those links that I've popped in there, if you're able to share those in groups that you are in that you think might be interested on your page so other people might find them. The other way is I've got the donation link on there, the paypal.me/Heron Drums. And if you are wanting to and able to give a contribution for these evenings to help support them and keep things going while I can't do any other classes or workshops elsewhere, with the drum making workshops and all the rest, that's the link there with the details for that. So yeah, it's the paypal.me/Heron Drums in the top bar on the Facebook Live video. So that's all of the notices, I think. It's a lot of dates to remember. It's basically something happening every week now over the next few weeks. Those who are on Zoom, yes, I'll see if I can quickly pop the links in there at the end of this session. There's a couple of questions that people have asked in there as well. I won't necessarily be able to get to them till the end of the session, but if you hang on for a few minutes at the end, I'll be able to go through and reply to some of them, because there's a few different ones I can see there that I probably won't have time to go into all of them now, and it might take me a second to find the links. If you're on Facebook Live, they're either already in the blurb at the top, or I'll pop them into the comment section underneath. So if you're wanting those, send me these details and I can pop them underneath there for you to make it easier. But yeah, busy March. You can tell this is spring starting. You can tell this is coming out of the winter sleep and the winter's dream, and that kind of that lull, you know, where we, in theory, will be having a bit of a rest. And it feels often like in the society that we don't get much chance for that rest to go inwards. And I, working for myself, do try as much as I can with the idea that, you know, I should be able to choose my own diary of things. Do try and keep that balance throughout the year. But you can see with the list of things that I'm reeling off here of what's going on that spring has definitely started. Things are starting to awaken. The sap is rising, and the energy is awakening across the land. And yes, that seems to be happening here with my diary and schedule. But hopefully see a number of you on there, or many of you on there, for the different ones that you're interested in. Coming back to the journey here, we're connecting with that energy of spring, and we're connecting in with those awakenings, those beginnings, those emergences that are happening for you. What is emerging for you? What is the new beginning for you? What are the blossoms that are opening for you? And as some people have mentioned in the comments, there may be something immediately that you're kind of going, okay, there's something coming up in this next season that I've got a question about, or that I want some guidance on, or, you know, in order for me to do it, I'm going to need a bit of strength. And so we're going to go on this journey here to connect with the spirit of the season. We're going to go and connect with the spirit of the earth at this time of the season, and connect with what strength or guidance we need. For this journey, I'm going to I'll talk you through a little bit at the beginning just to start you off. But what I invite you to do is, I'll talk you through what I'll do with the drumming, and I'll give some guidance and suggestion for those who are new to journeying. Those who are experienced with journeying, those particularly who've done the course, they'll know what I'm doing with the drumming and how that works with the journeying. You do your thing, you know what works for you. But with the drumming, I will, as I say, I'll talk you through a bit of breathing at the beginning and start to give you a visualization. And we'll be starting with a visualization of a tree. And the tree will be the doorway into the journey. And as the drum beat starts, the suggestion is that you go into the tree and go down through the tree, down through the roots, spiraling down deeper into the earth. And the drum beat will keep on. And when you arrive at the right place, you will arrive out in a landscape, which is the landscape, that inner dreamscape for this journey. And in that journey, you'll meet the spirit of the season and be there to ask those questions of what guidance you need or what strength you need in the coming months as we move into this season of spring. And I'll keep that going there during that journey for a shamanic 10-12 minutes. And then when it's time to bring you back, and I'm going to be bringing it to an end, I'll let you know, I'll give you a warning. I'll do 4 beats of 4. And that's just to let you know that I'm bringing it to an end. It's me letting you know that I'm going to start to reverse the journey, and it's for you to say your thank yous for anything you've been told or given, for you to gather up anything if there's anything that you've been given, and to journey back up as the drum beat gets faster and faster. The drum beat will start coming in faster and faster and faster at the end, for you to journey back up through that tree root, back up further and further, back up through the tree, and back out of the tree, back to where you start. And in this, at the beginning, as we begin the journey, do call those guides that you've been working with close, do call those allies close to you. And we go in with that intention, and hold that intention in our mind and in our heart as we go into the journey, so that, you know, we're connecting with whatever guidance or strength we are needing as we move into spring. So, as I say, I'm going to talk you through the start bit. That end bit, there'll be the callback to let you know when to come back, and I'll speak more in kind of guiding you back afterwards. But just take a moment now. I can see those on those well-practiced ones on Zoom are already doing it. They've already started dimming the lights and getting themselves comfortable. They've maybe been wrapping themselves in a blanket. Another suggestion is, if you've got something you can pop over your eyes like a blindfold, if you do have a light in the room, it's not then playing on the back of your eyes quite so much. But yeah, just taking a moment, or just allow you a moment just to kind of get comfortable in the space that you're in, just to get ready for this journey. And as you're waiting and as you're getting comfortable, hold that intention in your mind and in your heart that you're journeying to connect with the spirit of spring for whatever guidance or strength you're needing right now. You may have some follow-up questions, you may have some specifics that you're going to ask about when you're there, but let's stay with that centered intention that you're journeying to connect with the spirit of spring for whatever guidance or strength you are needing right now. Okay. So wherever you're seated, wherever you're laying, once again, just to ground yourself and center yourself, just bring your attention to your breath. There's no need to change it or affect it in any way, just focusing on that breath for grounding. Just to bring your awareness and your attention back to you and your body and your energy again. Feeling those 4 parts of the breath as the breath comes in, as it fills your lungs, as you exhale, and that moment of stillness before the next breath. You're already quite relaxed from the evening, but just notice how each exhale just helps you relax a little bit more into wherever you're seated or wherever you're laying. And feeling those guides and spirit allies close to you, knowing they will join you on this journey. They will journey down with you into this world to connect with this guidance and strength. Feel them close to you again, with that feeling that you had of them coming close in that earlier round, or whatever other signature you have or way of recognizing, whether it's seeing or feeling, sensing that those guides and allies are near, knowing that they are journeying with you. And so hold that intention in your mind and in your heart, that you're journeying down to connect with the spirit of spring for whatever guidance or strength you're needing at this point in time. And see in front of you that tree. It may be a tree that you know, it may be a tree that you're familiar with, it may be a tree that you're meeting for the first time now. And this tree is your doorway into the journey. Holding that intention in your mind and in your heart to connect with the spirit of spring for whatever guidance and strength you're needing right now. As the drum beat begins, journey into the tree, journey down through the earth, and arrive wherever you will arrive to connect with that wisdom and strength. And I wish you a happy journey. Just bringing yourself back with your breath there. Just deepening your breath. Breathing down to your belly. And breathing your energy and your awareness right back into your body, right down to your fingertips and your toes. Right back all the way, bringing yourself all the way back to here. And again, if it helps, it does help, but you know, if it helps for you, just moving your position a little bit more, just allowing a little bit more movement in your body, moving the shoulders around, moving those fingertips and toes, moving your neck and looking around the room. And fixing your eyes on something in the room. Really look at 2 or 3 things in the room, just to really bring yourself back into the space. All those things just to help bring yourself back. And if you've got a bit of water to sip on, fantastic. If you're needing just to deepen your breath a little bit, again, continuing just to use that to focus, do that. And it's handy if you've got a bit of paper or a notebook or a journal where you jot down these sorts of experiences. Seeing people coming back onto the comments saying that was quite an intense journey for them, it's useful to jot down some notes. Even with these sorts of dreams, they can be very clear straight away afterwards, but there might be a couple of bits that we just want to jot down, particularly if there was something in the message that we received, the guidance we received, or if there was a gift, a particular strength or energy that we're needing. And that also helps you bring it back to here, just jotting that down. I can see on the faces on the screen many people back. Do let us know in the chat or in the comments, or sending up a bubble or a heart or something like that. Do let us know that you're back. Thanks for all those. Thank you. Yeah, excellent. Good to see that you're back. And yeah, make a note of your experience from the journey. Journeys are often very personal, and there might be things that we want to take away and process and just sit with to understand what that message was for us. So I'm not saying to everybody, pop your journey in the comments section, because they are very personal. But if there is anything that you're wanting to share about them, that you're wanting to comment on, please feel free to. And as I always say, if there's anything that you're wanting to talk about from your experience of the journey, and you want to drop me a message afterwards on the Facebook page, click message, or on email from the website, please do. And I'm happy to talk to you about your experiences from the journeys. The language of the journey is often in metaphor, and so to kind of understand that metaphor, it can be helpful with some pointers about ways of trying to understand what that message means for you, or what the images mean for you. Sometimes it's writing them down and then sitting and kind of giving it some thought. There becomes to get a bit of clarity with it. Again, these are all kind of things, skills, parts of it that I talk about on the course in more detail as well. So if it's something that you're wanting to do more of, do look at the details for the course, and I'll pop the link in for those. But yeah, I've seen replies from a number of people, so grateful that you're letting me know that you're back. And yes, most faces I can see on the screen there. Those who aren't on video, do pop something in the chat, or that other clever way where you can put a hand up or a thumb up or something like that, just to so I can see that you're back and here and well. Thank you. It's Clever little systems. Wonderful. Okay. Super. Thank you everybody who on there who's letting me know that they're back. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Okay. Let's do a little bit extra to make us make sure that we're back. Big breath in. Another one. And another one. And just give your body all a move. Fingers and toes. Snaking with your back if your back moves that way. Whatever's comfortable movement, but just have a little bit of movement in your body. Make the chair creak as much as you can. Stretches, yeah, all good. Make sure the energy's back in your fingers, like we do on the video here with jazz hands. Get it all back. Brilliant. Thanks those who are popping in the message there. That's great. I might have missed a couple on here. Wonderful, thanks. Great to hear everybody's back there. Well, I hope you are all connected with the spirit of spring in whatever way you needed to for you in that journey, and that whatever guidance or strength you were needing from that, you were able to connect with and return with, and that will hold you in good stead in the coming days and weeks and months. Before we finish this evening, let's have a round of drumming with gratitude. Let's close with gratitude for the spirit of spring, for our guides, for these drums, for all of these unseen that support us and hold us. I talk often about giving offerings, and there's a whole load I can say about giving offerings in different ways, but in this we can give our energy in gratitude. So do grab your drums. Those who are not joining with drums, let that heart beat powerfully in your chest with love and gratitude to our guides and allies, to all of the unseen spirits of the land, and to the spirit of spring. So as those drum beats ripple out far and wide, may it carry those prayers of thanks and gratitude out across the land, out across to all of the winds, to the waters, to the fires, to all of those ancestors that we called to and honoured at the start of this evening, and to all of those guides and spirit allies that support us, that work with us and work through us. To the spirit of spring, to this land as she awakens, to these new beginnings, to the unfurling of new blossoms and petals, to the new beginnings in our own lives and our own journeys. We thank you for all of those energies that have weaved their energy and their magic in and throughout everything that we've shared and experienced this evening, for the guidance and direction and strength from the journeys. And we say thank you, thank you, thank you. Blessed be. And so thank you very much, everybody, for those who have joined on again this evening on Facebook and Zoom. I will get back to any questions or any asks for more information on Facebook. I'll pop on there afterwards and pop some links on there. For those who pop some questions, do hang on a minute on Zoom and I will answer the questions there and see if I can link the information to you there. Really, really lovely to see everybody again, to join you on here. By the sounds of it, we're going to be seeing each other lots over the next few weeks. So I know some people I'll be seeing on the Spiritual Rewilding course. Yeah, I can see you there. So we'll be next on, well, I'll see you tomorrow evening for that one there, those who are on the Spiritual Rewilding course. There are some people who are asking about the introduction to shamanic drumming next Tuesday. So for those who are joining us on there, I'll see you next week. Otherwise, the next time we're here on Facebook Live and on the Zoom is for the drumming circle on the 23rd of March, which is our year of doing these. It's our spring equinox drum together, get together. And then some people will see for the Sacred Earth Activism online conference at the end of the month on the 27th, 28th. So exciting for there to be so much going on. And yeah, look forward to connecting with you in one place or another for those in the next few weeks. So cheerio for good night, cheerio and good night for tonight, and see you soon. Take care.